it's nectar. Oh, it's nectar.
Hello everyone, welcome to nutritionnewsandreviews.com. I'm Steve DuPont, and today I am going to be reviewing the Larabar Original Fruit and Nut Bar Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough Flavor. As you may have noticed, this is the #1 episode of the product review show here. I hesitate to even call it a show, but the product review. So bear with us, through any technical difficulties, anything like that. Now let's get right into the review of this product, which I have not previously introduced to my palate. I must say, I can't say that'll be the case for every product going forward, but my intention is, as much as possible, to review items that I'm tasting and even looking at for the first time, so I can give a truly objective, unbiased view of it. Okay, so let's flip the bar over, what we would normally do at the store before we even purchased it. The first thing I always look to is the ingredients list, because there are several ingredients, maybe not a long list, but definitely a couple big ones that if I see that on the list, that's a deal breaker right there, namely high fructose corn syrup, aspartame, any other artificial sweeteners, monosodium glutamate, and a couple other things that we won't, we're not going to give the whole list. But one good thing about the Larabar, in fact, I think this is one of the longer ingredient lists on a Larabar, is ingredients for this particular one: cashews, #1, dates, chocolate chips, and salt, and a little bit of salt, okay? So, in your chocolate chips, of course, have a couple of ingredients there: chocolate sugar, cocoa butter, and vanilla, pretty standard. And you don't see any other artificial ingredients there. Sometimes you see alkali or something like that. Not sure exactly. I don't think that's dangerous or anything, but the cleaner the better is what we always say. So I think that's a pretty solid ingredients list. Now, let's look at it a little bit deeper. Cashews, obviously, that's a little bit of a source of protein, mainly a source of fat. You're going to find mono and polyunsaturated fats in the cashews, and some minerals as well. We'll probably see some of those here as we look at the nutritional profile itself. And I will try to get some of this information up on screen if I can. We'll bear with us again on that. Now, let's look at the nutrition facts themselves. I always look first to what we call the macronutrients. That would be fat, protein, and carbohydrate, those being the three, okay? And you want to have those, everybody pretty much knows you want to have those in certain proportions in your diet. Most diets have predominantly carbohydrate, followed by fat, and then protein, right? So you want to look to those first. So fat, we see that this has 11 grams total of fat, which certainly isn't an astronomical number. It is a small bar, so it's packing a decent amount of fat for the size of it, but nothing really to raise a lot of hackles about that. The good thing about it, again, by virtue of the cashews, you have polyunsaturated and monounsaturated comprising 7.5 of the total 11 grams, so that's good. Those are what you would call your good fats, versus saturated kind of gets, I think gets maybe a little bit too much of a bad rap, but suffice it to say that the unsaturated are better than the saturated, right? Again, so that's fine. Protein, we see that it has 4 grams of protein, which is certainly nothing to write home about in terms of your daily allowance. Really, to be considered a significant source of protein for an item like this, I would look for at least 8 grams of protein, so not a significant source of protein, just to keep in mind as you're snacking on these. And then finally carbohydrate, and you would expect that carbohydrate is going to be your largest category, and indeed it is, with 28 total grams, which again it's not off the charts, but it's a pretty good carbohydrate load for an item of this size, and that's where where your energy is going to come from, in addition to the fat. Going back over to the ingredient list, I jumped off that a little bit prematurely. The second ingredient being dates. Dates, now that's obviously being used as the carbohydrate source, the primary one, in addition to the chocolate chips for this product, and it's a good choice. I mean, dates are exceptionally sweet, and they're fairly nutritious. They pack a good wallop of potassium, which is of course your primary one of your primary electrolytes in the body, and serves other functions as well, but certainly one of the top minerals required for regulating blood pressure and other things. And then you also see good in the dates good sources of magnesium and calcium, and in fact the interesting thing about dates is it delivers magnesium and calcium in about a 1-to-1 ratio, and that's good because calcium and magnesium work in tandem a lot in the body in the various metabolic processes. So it's handy, to have them there, bundled together in equal proportions. Magnesium in particular, just a fantastic nutrient. Every day it seems like more and more great things about magnesium being discovered. So that again bodes very well for this particular product. So overall, on nutritional status, we're going to give the product, we're going to give it 3 bells, and the reason it's not higher is simply because, well, the Larabar Corporation is safeguarding their product very well, which always prevents tampering. The product, as you can see, is pretty plain Jane, just a brown bar, and you can see bits of the nut in there, of the cashew. Take a good healthy bite of that. I think it's got a very good balance for a flavor profile. You can definitely taste the chocolate, but it's not overpowering. Now, I wouldn't say that cookie dough really screams out at me from this. In fact, I don't think I would say cookie dough. But chocolate chip, yes. Can taste the dates, can taste the cashews for sure. So, overall, it's a very good bar. It's not knocking my socks off, but it's certainly very flavorful. I'm going to give it 3 bells for flavor as well. And with that, that's a 3 and a 3 rating for those of you scoring at home. So I'm going to eat the rest of this bar, and you have a good day.